Hello, and welcome to this episode of Covens and Dragons. We are a coven of crafters, and when the group said that they wanted to learn how to play D&D, I stepped in and said that I would run a campaign for us. My name is Colette, and I am your dungeon mistress for this evening. We are a group of adults playing an adult game, and as such, this session comes with warnings for language, sexual content, violence, drug and or alcohol use, general shenanigans. If you are a child watching this is probably not the right place for you. Let's get started with character intros, starting with Aniira.
Hi, I'm Heather. I play Aniira Corvus, a Tiefling rogue assassin who currently is obsessed with a sparkly kitty and is trying everything to get it to follow us, even though it's a giant pain in the butt.
Correct. Atreya.
I'm Allison. I play Atreya Galanodel, a wood elf sorcerer who was abandoned in the woods as a small child because she was an error.
Börghildr.
Hi, I'm Christine. I play Börghildr Vancehammer, an outlander dwarf barbarian who was raised by wolves and enjoys hitting things with her emotional support hammer.
Jillie is played by Coral. Coral is not able to make it today. Jillie is a goodness, brain can't come up with the word. Halfling, Arcane, Trickster, who is our baker in the party, whose daddy issues we will get back to at some point. Nano is played by Katie. Katie is also not able to be here tonight. Nano is our Gnomish Beastmaster Ranger with Owlie B, who is her companion, and no daddy issues. Is Nano the only one without parental problems?
That we know of.
I don't have parental backstory, so.
Oh, honey, you definitely have some daddy issues.
Right,
No,
not with my
parental
own
backstory
parental.
opens it up to daddy issues.
Right.
Verna's
What kind of daddy
proclivities
issues can we give you?
definitely suggest. Alphabetical order. Thalia is next on the list. Thalia is played by Margaux, who will be a little bit late to this session. Thalia is our half-elf cleric, who is the moral compass of the party. Supposedly. Y'all seem to be pretty good at ignoring it, though. And last but not least is Verna.
I'm Jessie, and I play Bernard Cobblepot, a chaotic bisexual stout halfling bard who runs on short patience and baked goods. I don't have an issue with anybody's daddy. Apparently, maybe that means that I have an issue with my own somewhere down the line. And recently fell in love with a possible mermaid who winked at me. It was very exciting.
All right. That's all character intros, and Heather is up for recap. What did we get into last session 2 weeks ago?
We got into a lot. So it started off pretty slowly with us just trying really to get this kitty to follow us around. Börghildr was breaking rocks all over the place for us, and we were hoping that the kitty would just scarf and barf, but maybe since it poops gemstones, maybe it vomits rhinestones? Who knows? It wanders off into the trees, but it keeps coming back for now since we're still feeding it. On the next full day that we're there, that we're traveling, Verna finds 2 more kitty poops, and Thalia, who doesn't actually trust the kitty at all, casts Detect Good and Evil, and we find out that the kitty is a celestial. As we're walking, we come across a small lake, and Jillie and Verna want to have a lake day and just go running in, heedless to everyone else's warnings, because, you know, it's been a long time since we've seen water, apparently. Well, a nice, safe lake. Börghildr and Aniira see somebody on the other side of the lake, and we try and give them a warning, but they don't really seem to care or heed us at all. Aniira could see that it's a woman who is calmly beginning to swim towards them. when she finally reaches us, we find out that the lake lady's name is Marianne. She's a fairly attractive, blue-skinned, blue-green hair with webbed hands, and later also very sharp and pointy teeth. She tells us that she knows what happened to Verna, because Verna still has the one little egg in her that Thalia couldn't remove with her magical surgery. She said she could smell the contamination on her when she got in the water, and she could help us for the right price. She asked us multiple times where we were from, but we keep trying to guide her around and not answer directly where we're actually from, because it's a little sus how much she's asking us these questions. So she switches tactics and asks us if we know any of her coven members. There's Bavardi, Perry, and Anti-Isla. So her price for removing the contamination from Verna is to deliver an orb that's a friendly prank to Isla within 2 months, and she'll know if we don't deliver it. We promise to deliver the orb to Isla, so she gives Verna a vial to drink with a warning that it's going to be very unpleasant. So that night, Verna takes the vial, and lots of things and sounds come out of her. But she's able to get some sleep, or she's able to excrete everything and get some sleep before the end of the night and rest. We do check the compass, and we still need to continue to head west. The next day, we discover that Verna is completely healed. She doesn't even have any scars or anything left over from the eggs, where the eggs were and where the surgery took place for them. The kitty's slowing us down, so we're not going to feed it during the day anymore. We're just going to see if it catches up at night. The next day, nothing really happens. That evening during her watch, Börghildr decides to break a bunch of rocks for the kitty and puts them in a pouch with a hole in it so that the kitty will follow us. Her pounding wakes up Aniira, who's a light sleeper since she is an assassin after all. But she's not upset. She just asks Börghildr to break some more rocks and fills her own pouch, and we kind of lead the kitty away with that. But because of being woken up, Aniira is super slow the next day, so instead of the kitty slowing us down, now it's Aniira. We sprinkle stones for the kitty, but more importantly, we come across an area that is completely dead. There's just bare dirt. It appears to be circular in shape, but we can't see the other side. Atreya casts detect magic, and there's strong conjugation magic present. Thalia sends an unseen servant. When it crosses the circle, it goes poof. Börghildr throws it a stone, and it dissolves. And we have decided to walk around this circle because we don't want to go poof or dissolve. That sounds unpleasant.
I believe you guys made it around the circle and had made camp for the night.
Yeah, that's what my notes have.
So you were able to navigate around that particular obstacle. Did you guys do your watch for the night? I can't remember.
No, I think we stopped right before we set up watch.
Right before you did your camp for the night? One sec. Sorry, I forgot to grab dice, so I've got to grab them out of my little shelfie tray.
I have watch notes.
You have watch notes?
Oh.
I have watch notes. Verna rolled a 10 and had a totally normal night. Jillie rolled a 12 and had nothing weird, but the kitty was nosing around. And then I rolled a 9 and didn't notice anything weird.
Okay.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Good thing we take notes.
Good note taker, Allison. Good notes.
I'm taking notes on Katie's document, that's why.
Oh, poor Katie. She'll get back to us eventually. Alright, I'm going to drop you guys in the world map again. Not that it really does you much good wandering around the wilderness, but it's maybe useful for reference sometimes. And you guys wake up the next day. I have one more day left for week 5, and then we'll roll for the end of the week. And as you're packing up camp and having breakfast, it starts pouring down rain on you.
We're still in sight of the clearing, right? Didn't we set up camp so we were far enough away, but we could still kind of see it?
I thought you guys went a couple extra miles past it. That's what I remember talking about doing.
Okay.
Big time
I'm sorry.
rain.
Did you say it's day 7?
It's the last day of week 5.
Okay.
It is overall. It is day 28,
Yes.
and it is orb day 4.
The weeks are of varying lengths based on who is at this session, which is fine. I think it's fine to fib it that way. All right.
Time means nothing, really.
Yeah, I mean, not in real life, definitely not in fantasy life. What do you guys want to do?
Borgie wants to go back to bed.
Does the sky look like? Does it look like it's one of those rainstorms that's just going to keep going forever, or is there like light at the end of the tunnel?
Make a nature check.
Like super short.
Nature check. Nature check. How much does Atreya know about the weather? It looks like a pretty bad one. It's dark where you are, and it started coming down. It's definitely darker where the clouds are coming from, and you can actually, you're starting to be able to see lightning and thunder in the distance as well.
How protected are we where we made camp? Can we stay dry if we stay put?
Let's get a survival check. Who's checking the camp out and making sure that you're weather prepared?
I can do that.
Okay.
14.
Borgie said you guys up under, there's like a grouping of evergreens that you're able to crowd under. It's a little bit cramped, but it definitely stays dry. As the day goes on, the ground like outside of the evergreens gets really soaked and starts kind of like moistening the soil, creeping into your camp, but for the most part you're able to stay dry.
Is the kitty hiding out with us?
The kitty doesn't seem to be bothered by the rain too much, but since you aren't moving, it does kind of spend a little bit more time with you than usual, you think. Anything you'd like to do? Or are you just waiting the day out?
I am playing Umbrella by Rihanna while thinking about Spider-Man dancing in the rain.
Will the kitty
Spider-Man was a performer at the strip club back in the R's.
Oh, the famous lip sync battle video.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, good. I was like, please tell me I'm not the only one.
No, we've seen it. And all the high school boys who like felt the need to do it for their talent shows that year too. We saw those too.
Yeah. They were. One was obviously superior.
Yes.
And done by someone who knows some choreographers.
And probably practice wearing their heels.
Yeah. What a concept practice is.
What a concept. So you guys are just camping out for the day as it rains away.
Yeah, as much as I think we, like, I want to say that we should keep moving, like, it's gonna be slow and dredging through Sog.
Okay.
It's
Right. Anything else you guys want to work on while you're stuck at camp, or what are you guys doing?
Ooh, yes. I will work on my
weasel.
My pocket weasel.
Pocket weasel.
My shit weasel.
Okay. Okay, you can work on your weasel, and when we roll for the week, you'll get a bonus on it because you had a whole bonus day. Anyone else?
I am going to take one of the gemstones out of my bucket of goo and see if it's fit for making into a pendant or some sort of piece of jewelry. Like, Does it need to be polished? Is it ready to be wrapped in some wire? I don't know. Something
Do
fun.
you know what type of? Did I tell you what type of stone it is?
Well, the first one we decided was a sapphire, but then after that, I don't think we did.
Okay, roll a D10, please.
Seven.
The second one is a brown shiny stone.
Like a topaz.
Like a poop rock.
Yeah, petrified turd.
Okay. And it is in. They're both in pretty good shape. They will need a little bit of like polishing, and depending upon what you want to do, like you could cut some facets in them to make something a little bit more fine. But they're actually really good quality for raw. Are they? I guess technically raw gemstones.
I'm gonna polish the part brown one, I think, while we're hanging out.
Okay. Roll a D100.
$54.
So you manage in a day to get about halfway done with polishing it. You haven't worked with a stone like this before, and it's probably a little bit larger than what you're used to working with. So it's going to take you a little bit of time to work on it. Anyone else? Börghildr and Aniira make perception checks.
Uh-oh, 6.
Okay. Aniira, about halfway through the day, you feel a little tugging at your belt as a kitty comes by and is nosing your gemstone bag.
I think the kitty's hungry again. So I'm gonna sprinkle
Sprinkle some foods.
some food for it.
As it goes to eat, you notice that it's looking a little bit more round than usual.
My God, it's fucking pregnant.
That's why it's been so hungry. Guys, the kitty is bad. It's
Or
a
it
baby.
hasn't been pooping.
Constipated.
That's what you guys are going with?
How will we know?
We don't have any milk.
Time will tell.
Or maybe it's just getting fat. Oh gosh.
All right. And that, let's do the day passes pretty uneventfully. I mean, it's raining. You guys are hauled up under a group of trees, kind of just passing the time with stories and songs. Let's get watch rules.
Same as before, right?
Oh yeah, who's on first watch? Oh, we've got to redistribute that since we've got fewer people. So who's first watch?
I'll do first watch.
Okay, Verna on first watch. Do we want 2 on second or 2 on third?
This is like that who's on first joke. Let's do 2 on third.
Okay. So who's on second watch?
Then you've got to be Allie. You've got to be on third because you can't be on watch by yourself.
Why? Oh, right, because
what if-
like,
What if they
what if
show
I get
up?
kidnapped?
Yeah.
What if I get kidnapped? Okay, well, I guess I'm on third watch
All right,
again.
who's on second?
I can take second.
So Verna, Aniira, and then Börghildr and Atreya together on third.
Yep.
Verna, give me your perception watch. Perception check for the watch.
5.
Yeah, the rain is really loud, and you've been really fighting off the sleeps all day, the rain sleeps, and you might doze off a little bit during your watch, just a little, like those like when you slow blink and like 2 minutes have gone by.
You startle
startle
Mhm.
awake. Yep.
The thunder definitely
checks out.
scares a couple farts out of you. It's fine.
Yep.
Yep. That checks out
Mhm.
too.
And you can wake Aniira up for second watch.
Psst.
All right.
17.
It's rainy. Kitty comes to you a couple of times for food.
Kitty, you're getting fat. Are you pregnant or are you just getting fat? I'm gonna feed you anyway.
One. Kind of does the same thing it always does, where it wanders off and then comes back and wanders off and then comes back. But I mean, it's raining. You don't even really see much wildlife out with how heavy it's raining. Towards the end of your watch, the storm does seem to start to let up. And you can wake the third watch up.
Wakey, wakey, Börghildr and Atreya.
You want to roll Atreya?
Seven. The storm is definitely starting to pass you guys by. The rain's getting lighter, but you don't really notice too much else. Börghildr, Kitty comes up to you for some feeding.
I will administer food.
You reach your hand into your pouch, and it is empty.
Oh no. I will smash rocks in that case. Oh wait, it's raining. I will sacrifice my comfort for the kitty. And I will smash rocks.
Okay. What are you doing with said smash rocks?
What am I doing with the rocks? I'm gonna scoop them into my little kitty cable pouch.
Okay. Make a perception check.
I'm scared. 5.
Totally normal rocks.
Smash the kittens. The shittens.
So, geez, how would this play out? You are smashing rocks and putting them in your, you just keep smashing rocks and putting them in your pouch.
I was gonna fill up my whole pouch.
Well, the interesting thing is, like, you get to a point where you're getting a little bit tired of smashing rocks, and you walk away, and there's like a little mound of rocks next to you somehow, too.
Does the mound of rocks do anything? Does it make noise? Does it move?
It's just a bunch of smashed rocks on the ground next to you.
I mean, the kitty.
Börghildr is not that smart. She would probably also scoop those like rocks into the cable bag.
Okay. So the rocks go into the pouch, and then there's still a pile of rocks next to you.
There a hole in your pouch.
Purposely, there was a hole. Is it gotten bigger?
Borgie would again. Scoop the rocks.
We're doing. It's just like perpetual scooping. There's no investigation happening.
Someone come save her from herself.
How long has this been going on? Has Atreya gotten worried about how long she's been smashing
It's probably
rocks?
been at least a half an hour, and you'd be pretty used to this routine at this point. And it's definitely taking longer than usual.
Atreya's going to go check on her because the amount of time between when the sound of the smashing has stopped and when Börghildr should have been back is just too long. And so Atreya goes to check on
And
her.
Atreya sees Börghildr scooping rocks into her pouch. And very clearly the rocks are falling right out of the pouch and landing in a pile next to her.
Borgie must be sleep deprived.
Atreya would like to point out to Börghildr that the hole in the pouch has gotten much bigger, and she is a perpetual motion machine.
Oh no. Do we have tools to fix our little pouch?
Aniira's a leather worker.
Ooh. Can I go wake up Aniira and have her fix my pouch?
You can if you want to.
How close are we to the end of our watch? Can just wait until we're getting ready to go in the morning. Because you've already broken up the rocks. So it would just be fix the pouch, scoop the rocks.
Atreya, didn't you or Thalia have a mending spell or something?
I do not.
Thalia does.
Well,
But Margaux is not here yet.
I think that would be outside of the scope of prestidigitation.
That would, yeah. Because prestidigitation specifies that it would be temporary.
I can start a fire or I can put out a fire, but that's like as close as we can get here, and I don't think fire is going to help us.
No.
Have another pouch.
I will retrieve water skin that we're not using.
Huh?
So I have a water skin that we're not using.
Okay. Can we put rocks in a water skin?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason why you couldn't. You have smashed them up pretty small.
Did the water skin previously hold the magic wine or whatever we had in there?
No, this is just the normal water skin that I have in my inventory.
I think Jillie had the magic wine that we used.
I thought she used that as her sourdough starter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should all be used up now.
Tooch.
Okay, so that's what you're doing? You're putting rocks in the water skin?
A water skin. Alternatively, I have a belt pouch. We could use that instead. Which would make more sense.
Whatever carrying receptacle you feel like sharing would be great.
I will give Börghildr my belt pouch.
Thank you.
I do require it back when we're done with the kitty, though.
Okay, that's fair.
So that I can pick up more presents for Nano. And by presents, I mean severed hands. I do have a somewhat unlimited supply of them, being that I'm the person who digs the graves.
Right.
It'll be Nano's birthday when she gets back. We'll have so many gifts for her.
So, the hole has been remedied for now. And the rest of your watch goes by uneventfully. Alrighty, so that is the end of week 5 of your journey to the Conclave. Who has projects that they're working on that we need to check in on? Borgie with the weasel. Roll your D100. What percentage were you at?
Was that 43? Was that 43?
You were at 43. Roll your D100.
3.
3. 43 plus 23 means you're now at 66%.
Nice.
You got a little bit distracted. The kitty did take up a lot of your carving time this week. You're spending a lot of time smashing rocks, so it does actually kind of make sense. Anyone else have anything they were working on all week?
I've got 2 of 4 claws remaining that need to be dulled a little bit so we don't hurt ourselves on them.
And you were using tools for that?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
So we need a Dex check and a D100 to see how far you got.
All right.
Because you were also a little...
Dex check is
21.
21 on the Dex? Okay,
the Dex.
so that's good.
Yeah.
And your D100?
2.
2. Apparently, you were more distracted by Kitty than you realized as you were hunting for gemstones and polishing literal turds.
Yep.
Not even metaphorical, literal turds. Yep.
I mean, a 2 is better than a 1.
So you didn't get very far on your next claw. But again, that makes sense. And Thalia has good timing. We are just about to roll up for the next week. So everyone, roll me a D12, please.
And for Borgie.
4,
3.
10, 4, 3,
8.
8.
18, B, A-N, T. You missed one day of travel, Thalia. You guys had really bad weather, and we're stuck under trees all day.
I feel that.
That's the mood this week. Yeah.
Yep. All right. And let me just quickly draft up what you guys rolled. Doot. Okay, that makes sense. That'll be good. And this will be... that... Well, actually... Alrighty. It's Atreya's day. Roll a perception check, please. 19. So everything's a little bit springy and soft underfoot. But this is a forest, not like our lovely yards that take forever to dry because there's nothing there to absorb the water. So you guys manage to like kind of trek along, and around lunch times you start to hear some voices in the distance, Atreya, or rather, a voice in the distance. Bubbles? Bubbles?
Oh boy, another pet.
Oh boy, another pet.
Does it sound big?
Does it sound big?
Bubbles?
Where is Max the kitty?
Max the kitty.
Is Max the kitty
Close by.
close by?
Nope. He headed off into the trees not too long ago. What do you guys want to do?
What are the odds that
What are the odds that he's looking for Max the kitty, whose name is actually Bubbles?
Like, did we
inadvertently find someone's lost pet and then claim it as our own?
Like
Without getting it
days
checked at the
ago.
vet for
Far away.
her
Yeah.
microchip.
No, it could be a rock person.
No, it could be a rock person. They could maybe teleport through rock or something.
We
Anything
We
is
don't know how
possible.
Max the kitty got where he was, so who knows?
And it was super affectionate.
And it was super affectionate. Like it
When we first found it,
it was mentioned that very affectionate, kind of like it was used to people and
fed.
being fed.
I think we should head towards the voice and see if we can help at all.
Maybe it's why.
Maybe it's
I
why.
agree.
All right.
So
So,
we're okay heading towards a strange voice, but a lake. Y'all give me shit for.
Okay.
I see. Okay. Making sure.
Water
Water is sketchy.
Water is very sketchy.
Bubbles is clearly harmless.
Bubbles?
In my
It's in my head. I'm picturing this big like ogre.
So, Atreya, you notice as like the bubbles noise is going on, it moves around kind of strangely. Like sometimes it's kind of off the left, and then a couple seconds later it'll be like behind you and to the right. Very strange.
Is it above us in the trees?
Make a perception check.
Is it a rock squirrel?
Perception check.
You're looking for something in the trees?
Let's see here. I am. Oh, not seeing shit. Oh, not seeing shit at a 6.
Yeah, no, you don't see anything. You actually even have a hard time hearing the bubbles that Atreya points out. So you guys are
That's gonna make it awfully hard to follow.
Could I the detect good and evil?
sure, you can put up detect good or evil. That gives you like a 30-foot range, right?
I'm pretty sure. Self with a 30-foot range, yeah.
Okay. So you can cast your detect evil and good, and the bubbles kind of bounces around again, and at one point it sounds pretty close to you, and you definitely get. How long does that last? That lasts for a bit, doesn't it? 10 minutes.
10 minutes
Yeah,
with concentration.
You get a blip of celestial as the voice sounds really close to you.
I think it is Max the kitty's parent.
Like actual parent and not
Like
us.
actual parent and not us.
And Atreya, you know how I mean we all have the kitty life. You meow at your kitty and make it meow back to you. Can Atreya do the kitty's wand sound?
Make a performance check.
A 4.
So Atreya goes one, but it's like, you know, when like little kids imitate dogs and they're trying but not very well. You know what I'm talking about, when like little toddlers are like woof 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 at their dog. Yeah. That's what Atreya does. But all of a sudden there is something very close to your party. It kind of has a face. It kind of looks like one of the Moai from Easter Island, kind of like a nose pass, if you guys know that Pokemon. But it looks like it's the same color of rock ? As the kitty was. And it looks at you all and it says, "You're not Bubbles. Bubbles?"
Y'all, I bet his gemstones are just majestic.
Maybe we can mine him.
With consent.
Of course.
Have you seen
Of course.
Maybe we can get him his kitty.
Have you seen my Bubbles?
Is Bubbles a kitty? Is Bubbles a kitty?
What is kitty? Bubbles is mine. It exists with me. I feed it rocks. It's very soft. It looks like a flurkin, but less dangerous.
Looks like a what?
A flurkin.
Looks like a what? Oh, yes, okay. That clarifies things. Thank you.
Very quick sidebar. The idiots panels came back good. They're okay.
Oh, good.
Yay! Hey.
In that case, then yes, I think we have seen Bubbles. Bubbles is around here. He was following us.
Or he shake your food pouch and see if Bubbles will run to that.
Oh yeah, it's dinner time. Max comes running with its little rocky nub straight up in the air, that like intent kitten run. Bubbles!
You must be Juan.
Juan? Bubbles, where have you been?
Does Max / Bubbles approach Juan? What does the kitty do?
The kitty does the confused thing when you present a kitty with both dinner time and playtime, where it like keeps going back and forth between you and it's the thing with the giant nose, and you and the nose, and you and the nose.
Forty, throw one your food pouch.
For a little bit of
a little bit of kibble. See if he stays.
Or just sprinkle some on the ground.
Yeah, I'll sprinkle some kibbles out for the kitty. In the middle. Just
In the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The guy kind of looks at it and says, "What is this?"
Snacks.
Or bubbles.
Bubbles really likes them.
Of course it likes this garbage. This is sugar. This is treats for it. Have you been feeding Bubbles this? How long?
Oops, we gave it diabetes.
And he looks down at Bubbles and says, "You are bigger. Bubbles?" One.
At least he's alive.
Yeah, I mean, we found him days ago, like literally like miles away. So we had to get him to follow us somehow, so that we could find his home.
He just kind of like looks at you and is like, "You fed a creature in the woods treats?"
We are a bunch of white girls.
He like reaches with his right arm to his left arm and like breaks off his left hand and hands it to Bubbles to eat.
Well, we weren't gonna do that.
Right.
And as you watch, like a palm starts to regrow and then little nub fingers kind of resprout out off of it.
Sir, I have a bit of a personal question for you. About your digestive health. Do you also shit shiny things like Bubbles?
What is shit?
When your food exits.
That is undesirable. That only happens when one's diet is poor.
Give the kitty all the snacks. Get rich.
Interesting. Are there any other adverse health effects of just feeding Bubbles snacks and treats?
He kind of looks down and says, "It gets bigger."
Well, sure, but bigger isn't bad.
Until he cannot fit through his tunnels.
What's he go to tunnels for?
He is my finder.
What does he find?
Mostly minerals for building and for making more.
More bubbles?
More bubbles, more me, more.
If we were to want to keep a pet like Bubbles, similar to what you have done, how would we go about acquiring our own Bubbles?
You would have to become, and then he makes kind of like a grating noise. It kind of sounds like when you rub two stones together. And then you would have to travel to our home. And he kind of looks up in the sky and says, "Oh, you cannot even see it from here."
The moon? Do they come from the moon?
They are
How did you
celestial.
get to this forest?
What? How did we come?
Yes, how did you get here? Yes,
We
how
traveled.
did you get here?
In the tunnels.
In the tunnels. In the tunnels.
Like some kind of
Like a wormhole? Like a wormhole?
yeah.
I do not know this word.
Are we really just in a really elaborate setting for Stargate SG-1?
It's all been a setup. Bubbles, do you want to go home now?
Or do you want to eat more kibble out? Or do you want to
Sprinkle
eat
some more kibble out. Sprinkle some more kibble out.
You're sprinkling more kibble. And he kind of like sees you sprinkle it and he picks Bubbles up and says, "No more treats. You have ruined Bubbles' appetite. He barely ate my nubs."
Did we get Bubbles with a originally?
Well, that was so long ago, I don't remember. No, I think. Didn't we decide to not say to strangers?
Yeah, because that was after the bear.
Post bear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the bear.
Did we?
Okay.
Well, I'm forgetting that, and I'm gonna try to get Bubbles' attention and make biting motions, like trying to tell him to bite this guy and come for the kibble.
Bubbles kind of looks at you and then looks back at his owner and goes, "One." And he looks at Bubbles and he says, "Oh, really? Yes? They were nice? Okay, you may do that." And he sets Bubbles down. And Bubbles makes the cat pooping crouch stance. And extrudes 6 gemstones.
Bubbles, what a good boy you are.
Bubbles, what a good boy you are.
And then he kind of starts doing the ooh, 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 and coughs up 2 more for you.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
That was so nice. That was so nice.
He thanks you.
You sure you don't want to stay with us
He
forever?
thanks you for amusing him for the last week. And then Bubbles is like, does the very typical kitty kind of like berry, and walks away very proud of himself and goes back to his owner. One.
Aww.
Yes,
Aww.
you did thank them very good, Bubbles. Well done.
Sounds like this is goodbye.
Oh, Bubbles, we're gonna miss you.
Oh, Bubbles, we're gonna miss you.
Our friend Nano would have loved you.
And Bubbles is scooped up once again. And kind of like the owner guy like turns so his face isn't pointing towards you, and Bubbles kind of peeks over his top of his head, shoulder. He doesn't really have a traditional body build, but peeks around and kind of like looks at you guys, and he kind of walks off into the forest.
Bye, Bubbles.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Bubbles.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Bubbles.
Bye, Bubbles.
Börghildr sits down and bursts into tears.
Aniira goes and hides behind a tree and has a moment.
I am digging up the 8 new rhinestones to add into the bucket of goo for future projects.
All right.
Trying to comprehend what just happened.
Everything and nothing at all. All right, and the rest of the day passes pretty uneventfully after that. Are you guys setting up watch for the night?
Yep.
How are we reconfiguring watches now that we've got Thalia again?
I'll do the first one, and then
Thalia can join the second.
That works.
With
Okay.
Aniira.
Let's get your perception check, Verna. 21. All is quiet in the woods. Not much going on. Stars look really nice. And a little bit into your watch, you do see what looks like a shooting star, but it goes up instead of down.
Bye, Bubbles.
I shed a singular tear. Just one.
You guys knew you wouldn't get to keep him forever.
Yes, but you also knew we would get attached.
Come on now.
And the rest of your watch passes uneventfully. Second watch is Thalia and Aniira. One of you can make a perception check.
Do you want me to roll? Sure.
Do you want me to roll?
Sure.
14.
Continues to be a quiet, nice night. And you can wake up third watch. Börghildr and Atreya.
I can do it. 14.
Again, it just continues to be quiet. Nice night. Alrighty, and that ends that day. Next day, Börghildr, make your perception check for the day.
How far away do we think we are?
How far away do we think we
Nine.
are? How far away do we think we are from where we are headed? Like, do we need to change our approach and how we're traveling and be more sneaky?
Well, compasses don't really give you distance. They only give you direction.
They also usually don't
respond to blood. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is true. Should we check the compass to make sure we're still heading straight on?
Yeah.
How often are you checking it now?
Didn't we decide every other day?
last time?
If you're doing it every other day, then I'll just assume that you guys are doing it and you're able to adjust your heading. I mean, it's clearly pointing you in a direction, and as long as you kind of continue on that path, that's fine.
Okay.
It's just because you guys weren't checking it that you went a little bit past where you needed to go before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we are a bunch of wet girls in the woods.
Feeding animals. You're the reason that they had to put up those big signs that say not to feed bears.
Friend-shaped.
Why not friends?
Fluffy, it's got small ears.
Makes cute noises.
Very cute.
It's gemstones.
Could be a good snuggle.
Alrighty. 9, Börghildr. You guys pack up camp and start walking. And about an hour or two into your trek, it starts raining. Again.
I don't know if we can afford to lose another day of travel.
Yeah.
Our clock is ticking on this proverbial time bomb that needs to go to Auntie Isla.
Maybe not proverbial.
And
Maybe.
Orb day 6. We have used 1/10 of the time allotted. Assuming
Months
2
are the
months is 60
same.
days.
Months are the same amount of time. Yeah, months are the same amount of time in this world.
Assuming 2 months is 60 days.
Are they?
But we don't know that they are.
Well, either way, I think we should keep going.
It'll be approximately 60 days. I wouldn't do that to you guys. That'd be kind of rude. I'm just being sassy. So you guys are going to keep going
I agree that I don't think we have the time
in
to
through the
leave.
rain?
Yeah.
Who is leading the pack? Give me your survival check at disadvantage.
I will.
Go ahead, Verna.
Nine.
All right. You guys have a very clear heading, so you're able to keep going. But Berna's kind of leading you through all of the low spots, it seems. You're getting pretty wet.
Damn it, Verna.
Y'all let me lead. I don't know what to tell you.
Y'all let me lead. I don't know what to tell you.
But you're able to continue, and I mean, you obviously don't get as far as you normally would on a nice day, but you're able to keep going relatively uneventfully. Everyone make a constitution check, please.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck. Come on.
Okay.
13.
14.
19.
Alrighty. By the end of the day, a Borgie is not feeling so good. Got a little bit of the sniffles. I would assume that Borgie doesn't wear as much clothes as the rest of the party. For some reason, I picture Borgie in a vest with no shirt and is that not valid?
Have a Pinterest board. Let me find the
graphic I found.
I just
little graphic.
everyone else probably has
like
cloaks
what's in my head.
and little things with hoods that they probably put on, and I don't picture Borgie wearing those.
As we've gotten we're going into the fall, Atreya definitely has her cloak that has a hood. He knows that the woods can be chilly.
I also have a cloak and skirts.
I also have a cloak and skirts that can hide Nano.
I feel like Verna's is like array of really pretty colors.
Jewel tones.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Jewel tones.
Okay, see, but still no hood. No head covering there, Borgie.
Yeah.
At best I'm wearing.
Yeah, at best I'm wearing, armor.
Which is cold when it's wet.
Which is cold when it's wet.
Yeah.
In my head it's leather.
In my head it's leather
or
leather armor. Or leather.
Which is
that's not great.
also
Yeah,
cold.
that's not great when it's wet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drag this over into the window so we can all see. Yeah, so Borgie getting the sniffles from being wet and cold all day. It's valid. It's valid. Plus, you rolled terribly, so you're sick. I was just trying to explain it.
That's fair.
All right. So Borgie's got the sniffles, wet hair. We'll see. What would you guys like to do at camp this night as you finish your trek through the rainy woods?
I think Borgie might need a full night of rest.
I think Borgie might need a full night of rest and should skip the watch.
But that doesn't need
But that means we need someone to go on watch with Atreya.
I can move to third watch with Atreya.
Okay. I
Okay.
think that makes sense. Anyone making chicken noodle soup?
Yeah, I have probably have
Yeah,
herbs
you
for
definitely would
this.
be able to whip up some type of like general feel good something. Little cup of tea. Make a medicine check. Let's see how effective it is.
Fourteen.
14. Thalia hands Borgie a cup of something that smells kind of savory, like a broth maybe. It makes you feel a little bit better, Borgie. Warms you from the inside. Sitting by the fire definitely helps too, as everything dries off and you get down to rest for the night. And we'll see if you're still sniffling in the morning. First watch is Verna. Perception check. 6. With her congestion and sniffles, Borgie's snoring pretty loud, and you don't notice much happening around you.
I feel like at this point I'm used to Borgie's snoring and it's like luring me to sleep, like a lullaby.
You should wake up. Second watch, Thalia. 18 on the perception.
18.
It's a pretty quiet night. You with your medicine and your actual good perception check can tell that Borgie sounds less congested through the night. And you can wake up the third watch.
You want to roll or do you want me to roll, Atreya? You want to roll or do you want me to roll, Atreya?
I'll do it. After I find where it is.
22.
22.
All right. So your watch starts out uneventfully. But as the first beams of sun kind of like break the plane of the forest and start to like actually give you some illumination, Atreya, you spot a figure in the distance. A cloaked figure,
Like a figure looking for
pretty
bubbles?
far off, looks to be a person sized approximately. What do you want to do?
About how far away are they?
About how far away are they? Other than just in the distance.
I'd say about 100 feet, probably.
Mhm.
I'm definitely going to point out this person.
I'm definitely going to point out this person to Aniira.
Okay. Once Atreya points him out, you can see him, Aniira.
Does it look like they're facing our camp?
Does it look like they're facing our camp, or are they
It's hard to tell
looking
as the
elsewhere?
like shadows of the morning kind of come over, and they're 100 feet away.
I'm gonna start moving a little closer.
I'm gonna start moving a little closer.
I'd rather Atreya stay back because if they're out to get
we
Kurds.
don't know how close we are. Yeah, we don't know how close we are.
Are you just walking, or what are you doing?
I'm kind of walking to see where they're looking. I don't want to seem threatening. I don't want to seem threatened either, though.
As Aniira goes off, I'm gonna start waking everybody up.
Borgie, you feel better. That tea and the long night's rest really cured you right up.
You're welcome.
Okay. And Aniira is walking, and the figure is definitely looking towards your camp.
Is the figure in the direction that we're moving towards? Is the figure in the direction that we're moving towards, or where we came from?
Direction that you're moving towards.
Fuck. I mean, I don't know why. Fuck. We're on our way. I mean, I don't know why. Fuck. We're on our way. We're not going to be.
And
able to
as you
avoid
get closer, Aniira, you see it is very clearly Atreya's father, same face as the other two that you saw. And he looks at you, Aniira, and says, "Is Atreya with you?"
Don't know who that is. Don't know who that is. Who are you? Who are you?
Her father.
None of them have ever admitted to that before, have they?
Nope. And no one's ever called her Atreya. And no one's ever called her Atreya either. They've called her the error.
They've never. Yeah.
What are you doing out here? What are you doing
Looking
out here?
for her.
Why?
To tell her to leave.
Leave, like
here?
Here?
Why do you want her to leave? Why do you want her to leave?
The answers she's looking for are not here. I can help her, but it's not safe for her to go any farther. The conclave is not safe.
Hey. How did you find our camp? How did you find our camp?
I've been taking laps around the conclave every night since we found out that where they were then. JR32 and JM17 had been disposed of. I've been waiting for you to pass through so that I could warn you to stay away.
You stay here. I need to go talk. You stay here. I need to go talk to my.
Not Atreya.
Not Atreya.
Thoughts?
Okay, so I'm muted.
Sorry.
JR32 and JM17.
JR32 and JM17.
Those are both.
Daddy lookalikes.
Clone.
Daddy lookalikes.
Daddy
doppelgangers. Daddy doppelgangers.
This guy seems genuine.
Yeah.
He's not attacking us.
Yeah.
The other ones attacked first and asked questions later. This guy's like, stay away, not bring her to me.
Stop them from sending more clones.
Yeah.
Like, if we take his advice and we leave, great. Like, if we take his advice and we leave, great. Right? Like, this isn't safe for her. We are probably outnumbered anyways, going guns blazing and we don't know what we're doing. But we have to ensure that she's safe long term. Yeah, we can't continue on like this.
He did say he could help her.
But also, like,
how? Also, how did they know that JR32 and JM17 are dead?
They have little tracky boys
They have little tracky boys that as soon as they're dead, they like stop
Their
pinging.
Apple Watch sent an
Yeah.
alert.
I mean, if he wanted to, if they wanted to kill her, like it would be so much easier to be like, oh hey, like come on, we could feed you, like come on into the
Right.
conclave
Like
or
it
whatever.
would be easier to be like, hey, you're home.
Yeah.
Or act like they're just a regular old town, nothing to suspect. Boom,
Not
dead.
like they all look the same
Be
or anything.
like, hey, let us go this way. That is not in the direction you are going, and we're going to take you somewhere even more remote and lead you into a trap.
Yeah, he just seems like he's gonna like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
I need some assurance.
I need some assurances from him that they're not going to continue to send hitmen to get
in our home, like
Atreya in our home. Like,
Ooh, let's fake Atreya's death.
Listen, we've got
we've got some things like
Okay,
her
but
blood.
faking my death only gets us so far if we continue to travel within the region.
Don't we have a desiccated hand that has your DNA in it?
here's some proof.
Here's
pump
proof
your blood
that
into it?
Atreya's
As soon
dead.
as we go back to Yaris,
Did we leave
all
the
falls
hand in
apart
yours?
again.
but that's where they had scouts.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, but that's where they had scouts that saw me last time.
Clone Atreya.
I didn't bring my cloning wand.
Damn you.
Do we know how to clone? Do we know how to clone?
No, but Daddy might.
Daddy might have a good idea on how we handle
Let's
it.
take a part 2 conversation.
Let's take a part 2 conversation with Daddy to find out how we protected. If we were to happen to know Atreya and come across her in our travels and
Which we
give
don't.
her this warning, which we're not saying we do, but if we come across someone named Atreya and can give her this warning, how do we keep her safe?
Clearly he's going to see right through this, but
He's already seen through it.
Mm-hmm.
Aniira, do you want me to go with you?
Aniira, do you want me to go with you?
You're a better talker than I am.
Yes, you're a better talker than I am.
I have
persuasive.
stellar performance and persuasion. Yes.
And I'd kind of like to see if he's good looking.
And I'd kind of like to see if he's good looking.
Well, he looks like the other
Yeah, I
one.
forgot.
He was hot.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
He was hot.
They all look
Right,
a lot like
right.
Atreya.
Listen, Atreya.
Listen, Atreya, watch out. You'll be
Genetics
next.
is a real bitch. Genetics is a real bitch.
Don't wink at me and you're safe.
You guys.
All right.
Or apparently tried to kill
Well, I gave
us.
up on him after he tried.
Well, I gave up on him after he tried. I was no longer flirtatious.
Or
after
be
he
a
tried.
mob boss. Or any type of mystical creature.
How many books have you read?
I have a great idea. It involves starting a cult. In which I am the leader.
Well, you get your own trophy then.
Instead of being the Brotherhood, it's the Sisterhood. No one is related.
Ooh,
And
good plan.
lost your genes.
Yep.
We all share one pair of.
We all share one pair of cotton denim
Identical
pants.
genes.
That
I think they'd have to be
in our-
spandex because of all the different sizes. They'd have to
Yeah.
be like super spandex.
They're
Nano
mad.
just uses a
as a sidebar, if you go back and look at like screenshots from that movie, like they aren't that much different in size. Those 4 girls.
Mm-mm.
Like it is wild. Anyway.
It was also the early 2000s. They're not going to have anyone
Yeah.
who's
That part right there.
close.
That part right there.
Yeah.
All right. Aniira, let's go talk
All right.
to
Aniira, let's go talk to
real daddy question mark.
Real daddy question mark.
So it's Aniira and Verna going to talk to him. What is the rest of the group doing?
Did he find out his name too? The one bad.
Börghildr is standing threateningly. Börghildr is standing threateningly with her hammer.
Atreya is in the tent because no one will let her. Atreya is in the tent because no one will let her. Shoved her in. They have shoved her in and closed the door.
That's where I'm going to stand outside the tent. That's where I'm going to stand outside the tent with my hammer.
Protecting our 12 gemstones. Protecting our 12 gemstones.
Slash our valuable goods.
Gosh, cat bark.
Okay. So, what are you guys? He hasn't moved. Well, he's maybe gotten about 10 feet closer. But he's clearly staying a respectful distance away from your camp. And you guys can approach him. What are you asking?
Hey there. I hear that you have a message for someone named Atreya, and if we were to happen to run into, we don't know Atreya, but if we were to happen to run into Atreya on our travels, sounded like you had a pretty serious message for her to stay away from this area, and it sounds like you might be her dad.
That is correct. Yes.
Is that true? What's your name? What's your name?
My name is.
Who should we tell her? Who should we tell her other than just dad? Is
Well,
giving
my
us
name
this
is
message other than
Ellard,
just
but I'm not
dad?
sure that she would remember that.
Ellard. Okay.
Or at least that's my chosen name.
Let's see. Chosen name Ellard.
Can we get a spelling on that?
Yeah.
Can we get a spelling on that?
I will drop it in the
Can you
chat.
drop that in the chat for our notes? So, if we happened upon this Atreya, sounds like a lovely person, by the way. And we give her this message. How can we ensure that she's safe wherever she is? If we keep her away from here, how do we know
There
that
really
she's safe?
isn't a way to guarantee her safety. Now that the Conclave knows of her existence, there is always a chance that they will send someone to try to eliminate her. But the original group we sent to... He kind of makes a distasteful, like a frowny face and is like, dispose of her. Did not return, which never bodes well for these types of missions. It's likely the Conclave will wait some time before they send another group.
What if we could?
Were you a part of the troop that would send someone to kill your own daughter?
I have remained silent on the matter in the Conclave. I have been trying to protect her all these years, and I was successful until she was spotted in a larger town. I cannot give her away. Any involvement would only endanger her more.
Why do you stay?
Why do I stay? I don't have much of a choice.
Why do they want her dead? Why do they want her dead?
It is against the Master's rules for any of the brothers to have offspring.
You're not the master.
I am not.
The master.
Then why do all these
JR people look like
We
you?
are all clones of a very powerful spellcaster. He has created us one at a time over centuries to serve as a life insurance policy of sorts.
So how do we know that you're really her dad and not just another clone?
I know things about Atreya that none of them know, that I have kept secret from the Conclave. Why would I share these personal facts about my daughter with strangers in the wilderness?
Because we're nosy.
Because we're potentially offering to help keep her safe if we come across her. And any information that would help us do that would be.
I am
real
unwilling to share secrets. The amount that I've told you so far is dangerous without knowing that you are actually traveling with Atreya. You have asked for proof and I have provided it. I now ask that you do me the same courtesy and allow me to speak directly to my daughter.
Well, we've got to find her first. She's in the area.
I suspect she's in your tent, yes.
In the area.
Borgie's mouth drops so bad. How did he know?
If he didn't know before, he sure knows now.
If he didn't know before, he sure knows now.
I just have this hunch that we really want to help you keep your daughter safe. She sounds wonderful, but I also need to know if there are assurances that you can offer us for our safety in doing so, but also if we could potentially convince the master that she's already dead somehow.
The only way that I can even attempt to offer you safety is to ensure that you turn around and do not come to the conclave. Only destruction awaits you there. As for letting the master know that she is dead, the conclave is working hard to make sure that the master never knows that she existed to start with. For him to find out that one of us broke his rules would mean death for all of us.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know yet. Just other members of the conclave do. Miss, can we?
So, if we go off to look for your daughter, how will you know if we've delivered the message or not? We can't come back here.
I can only hope that you will do the right thing and that you are indeed traveling with my daughter and looking out for her best interests. There are not many other reasons to travel this way.
You wouldn't believe the cool things we saw.
You ever heard of stone kitties that shit gemstones?
There are many tales of otherworldly beings with unique powers.
I fell in love with the mermaid too. It's been a great trip, really. You were pregnant? I was.
You were pregnant?
I was against my will. We performed a few abortions. It was fine.
We successfully performed surgery twice.
No one died.
2 out of 3.
No one died.
2 out of 3, Pat.
If he already knows that Atreya is in the tent, can Atreya come out of the tent, please?
Can we?
If he were a danger, he would have attacked anyway already.
I think so too. He obviously already knows she's in there.
I still think we should all draw our weapons.
I still think we should all draw our weapons and surround her.
He needs to drop any weapons he has.
Would any of the herbs in my medicine kit, would any of them be like a sedative?
Make a medicine check to see if you think you can whip something up like that.
Are you gonna put him to sleep and haul him with us?
Like a bad idea.
Tie him up.
That sounds like a bad idea.
I'm doing math. Yeah.
I'm doing math.
It's been a very long week, you guys.
There's an app for that.
Wednesday.
Even on the best best of weeks. I can't do math even on the best of weeks.
18. Right?
18.
I don't want to knock
18.
him out, but I want
I
to,
don't want to knock him out, but I want to like
Slow him down.
pretending to be
Slow him
nice
down?
can be like
pretending
here.
to be nice can be like
If
here.
something seems off, give him the.
If he gets if something seems off, give him some like tea, and then it would knock him out.
Talia,
Cinnamon
you
roll.
think you could whip up
Yeah, cinnamon roll.
something that would, if not knock him out, at least make him a little bit sluggish for a few minutes?
Yeah,
Yep,
Like
you think you could
laughing
whip
gas
something
or
up like that.
something.
You've got a pretty decent herbal collection at this point.
I'm gonna tell Daddy to stay put for a second. I'm gonna tell Daddy to stay put for a second so we can go back to the group and come up with a plan.
Okay.
And come up with a plan.
You can discuss.
If we reveal Atreya, but he's sluggish, right? Right? Like we've drugged him. He may not be able to relay messages appropriately. His mental capacity could be diminished.
It also, when he goes back to the conclave, could be.
It could be detected.
It could be detected.
Because at this point, he's just been going out
every night since
the two guys didn't come back. He's made a habit out of it.
So at this point, he's made a habit out of it. But if he comes back with an altered state.
Isn't it already dawn? Wouldn't they have already realized?
Isn't it already dawn? Wouldn't they have already realized?
Blow darts? Wait, don't we have those blow darts?
Yeah.
Could we put the herbs into the blow dart and shoot it at him if he gets a little bit squirrely? If we need it to aid us to get away from him.
We could try. I don't exactly have proficiency.
We could try. I don't exactly have proficiency in that type of weapon.
And they're already
So I might have someone else.
Aniira has been practicing helicoptering her tail at night instead of with the blow darts, which is Aniira and Atreya's secret. Because Atreya does not sleep. She just meditates, so she has noticed this.
All right, what's the plan?
Atreya, do you want to be revealed? Do you want to talk to who we think might be your actual dad this time?
Yeah, I mean, one, he already knows him here.
Yeah.
Well, we took care of the other two pretty easily. Like, if we need to kill him, we can just kill him.
The other two, they packed a big punch, but they had low hit points.
We can make him leave his visible weapons.
We can make him leave his visible weapons and things over to the side. We can't do a whole lot about magic unless
Nothing, right? We don't have a protection spell or nothing, right? Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
Not like
Against magic.
that.
Against magic.
There are things that you could do. I don't know that any of you know those spells. So yes, that exists. No, I don't know if you guys have that. I don't have your spell list memorized.
I say
No, the one that I was considering.
No, the one that I was considering I didn't take.
Vista has counterspell.
Vista has counterspell.
I say we approach him with just around Atreya. Weapons drawn. I'm worried about just around Atreya. I'm worried about if he's got someone hiding in the woods.
I do have a spell.
It
wards against creatures with an if they cast a harmful spell,
must make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, you guys can prep whatever you want.
but can you?
Must only last 1 minute.
Must only last 1 minute.
Okay.
Is he like in a clearing to where we could be spotted if we march Atreya
in a clearing to where we could be spotted if we march Atreya to him versus the other way around?
Yeah. He's in kind of, I mean, it's pretty heavily forested at this point, but he's in more of an open area.
Maybe he needs to come to us.
Maybe he needs to
so that
come to us versus the other way around so that we're not quite as easily spotted. Because if he is spotted by someone else
with someone that could potentially be his daughter,
And he's back in the same position.
Yeah.
He's back in the same position.
Yeah.
It would be agreeable to him coming to us. It would be agreeable to him coming to us.
All right. So what's the plan? What are you guys setting up?
we're gonna go ask him to.
We're gonna go ask him to set down any weapons he has and come with us.
To see if his daughter is there.
To the tent. To see if his daughter is there.
Like, oh my god, where did you come from, Atreya?
Like, oh my god, where did you come from, Atreya? You were in there the entire time?
Oh, I didn't know.
Your
This
name
is
was
shocking
Atreya?
to me.
Oh, I didn't know.
I did not see this coming. Okay. So you can go back to him and tell him that he needs to drop his weapons. He kind of opens his hands and like opens his cloak to show you that he doesn't have any weapons on him.
He can probably do magic. So. He can probably do magic. How often do you see me use my daggers for anything other than Blood Oath Compass?
Right.
Okay. And you guys lead him to the tent. Are you setting up any type of traps in the tent? What's the plan? What is the plan?
Plan? I'm just gonna shoot from the hip.
I'm just gonna shoot from the hip.
Weapons drawn.
Yeah,
shoot
we
from the
got
hip.
weapons drawn. Yeah.
I have a big hammer. What else do we need?
We're good. Really, where you got a hammer? We're
Okay.
good.
So he enters the tent, and Atreya, what are you doing?
I am cleaning under my fingernails with my dagger. I am cleaning under my fingernails with my dagger.
Okay.
Real chill.
So he kind of ducks into the tent and looks at you and says, I was right. It is you.
I mean, I am me every day, yes. I mean, I am me every day.
Atreya, it's not safe for you to be here. You need to turn around and go back to wherever you were.
I walked so far.
I walked so far.
We did. We walked. So
Would you have called me?
Can you like send
I had no way to reach you.
100 years. You've had 100 years.
I was keeping you safe.
You left me in the woods as a toddler. You left me
I
in the
had
woods
to
as
keep
a
you
toddler.
safe.
So I could die in the woods? So I could die in the woods?
You weren't alone. There weren't the wolves.
You know wolves eat kids, right?
You know wolves eat kids, right? People.
They weren't
humans,
actual
other animals.
wolves. Come on, I'm not a monster. They kept you safe.
Elaborate, please.
So you kept her safe this long. Why all of a sudden is her life in danger and people are coming to
Because she was
our
spotted
home
in
to try to kill her?
Yaris.
What are the Yaris before? What are the Yaris before?
What?
What about these?
Wolves? Were they?
What?
Who were they?
Wolves. Were they?
Yeah,
Who were
elaborate on the
they?
wolves, please. Also,
Well,
yeah,
the
elaborate on
wolves
the
is what
wolves,
you're
please.
worried about. The wolves are irrelevant at this point. They were old friends, and I left you in their care. They might not have been the most nurturing, but they did keep you safe.
Who's Atreya's mom and where is she?
She's
Atreya's
dead.
mom
That's
and
why
where is
we're
she?
in this situation. Do you want me to start from the beginning?
Yes, it sounds like you're in this situation because you couldn't keep it in
Yes,
your
it sounds like you're in this situation because you couldn't keep it in your
I
pants.
won't disagree with
Yeah,
that.
sure, let's hear about it.
Oh, you're
But
the one to
when
talk about that,
one...
Verna.
Tell a story, please.
I
Can we
did the
just let the
responsible
man
thing and
tell
had
a
an
story,
abortion.
please?
You guys, I prepared a monologue. Come on.
We're ready, sorry.
We're ready, sorry.
This all started when I met your mother. You know, I'm very long-lived, and I had been to many countries, many cities. I had been to the continent and back again on task for the master. But then one day I saw your mother in the crowd, Atreya, and gods, you look just like her. Single tear, single tear. And she took my breath away, and I knew that we needed to be together. And for many years we were. I would sneak away from the conclave. I would take the jobs that no one wanted, and my delays wouldn't be terribly noticed as long as I got my work done. And we were happy for a time. And then you came, and we were even happier. And we lived in a little hut not too far from Whisperleaf, actually, not too far from here either. And it was beautiful, and I continued to sneak away whenever I could. I'm known for being a bit of an eccentric. When you get to be my age, the conclave allows it. But one winter, your mother got very ill. And I did my best to nurse her, but I couldn't be there all the time. I had to continue to be a part of the conclave so that they wouldn't know that you existed. And then she died, and there was nothing that I could do. And you were a babe. And what was I couldn't bring you to the conclave. I couldn't leave you in the hut alone. So the next time I got a job, I took you with me. North, closer to Tillendale. I thought it would be safer than being so close to the conclave. And I left you in the care of my friends. And then I went back to the conclave and I pretended that my heart wasn't broken to protect you for all this time.
Börghildr's crying.
Hey, cute story, but why didn't you
Börghildr's
bring her to the
crying.
continent?
Hey, cute story, but why didn't you bring her to the continent?
I didn't have a mission to go to the continent. I can only go where the master bids.
Is there like a mind?
Is there like
Guess how high is
mind?
the master? Varys.
Guess how high
Is the master Varys?
Yes, the master's name is Varys. No, we do not have a hive mind.
How does the master send out his biddings?
How does the master send out his
He sends
biddings?
us to do anything. He sends us to find supplies, he sends us to find information, really anything he desires. And he holds our life in his hands, so we don't have much of a say.
What would happen if you would just leave?
What would happen if you would just
He would
leave?
kill me.
How would he find you?
He doesn't have to.
How would he find you?
Because you're a clone of him.
He would end the
Because
clone
you're a
spell
clone
and
of
we would
him.
all die. We are all dependent on each other and keeping track of each other. That's how we knew that JR32 and JM17 were disposed of.
Because Atreya shares DNA with you.
Because Atreya shares DNA with you, is she
She's
at
not
risk
a
of that?
clone. She is a child born of love.
And why haven't you checked on her before now?
I didn't think it was safe. I thought I left her in good hands. Clearly, she survived. The wolves did something right.
The bishop in Tillendale found me in the woods.
The bishop in Tillendale found me in the woods.
I live in the church now.
I live in the church now.
Don't sound so sad about it.
The new bishop isn't
Don't
like
sound
super.
so sad about it, okay?
The new bishop, like that was the old bishop. The new bishop isn't like super hot on the fact that I don't like
the church. But he
respect the church.
You're just like your mother.
Something, right?
So like I
Oh,
guess the wolves did
you're
do
so much
something,
like
right?
your mother, Atreya.
Where was she from?
Where was she from?
You asked the one question I didn't write up ahead of time. Jesus Christ, Tillendale.
And what was her name?
Does she?
And what was her name?
Does she?
What does she look like?
Parents
Do I
It looks like
Do I have cousins?
Oh, Atreya, your mother was
Should we
from
go
the
there instead?
continent. Her parents brought her here when she was small. They passed away sometime before I met her. She never spoke of any siblings, so I don't believe she had any. You may have extended family on the continent. Your mother's name was Erin, but spelled fantasy way, of course. Because what is a fantasy name if it doesn't have a couple extra vowels and a Y?
Mm.
How did I get this snowflake scar on my shoulder?
How did I get this snowflake scar on my shoulder?
That was an accident. Your mother had some wild magic in her, and she accidentally hit you with a ray of frost when you were very small.
Didn't know how to let it go.
Parenting.
Didn't know how to let it go.
I mean, you've seen my wild magic.
I mean, you've seen my wild
We
magic.
cannot judge.
We cannot judge.
You are blessed with that ability as well? Oh, she would have loved to know that. We brought you to a healer to make the scar a little bit more appealing, and that's why it's a snowflake.
Should have taken her to a mermaid. Make disappear. Should have taken her to a mermaid. Make disappear.
Take her to Yaris,
Or,
and then have someone
gone
take
to take her to Yaris and then had someone take her to the continent.
You wouldn't have your gravedigger with a shovel.
You wouldn't have your gravedigger with a shovel if I were on the continent.
Yeah, but you'd be wasting.
So if we want to make sure that Atreya stays safe. We want to make sure that Atreya stays safe. And if we leave, we're not eliminating a threat. Do you have any insight? And so, do you have any insight on how to? Well, keep them from coming after her. But if we can't do that, keep them from coming after her. But if we can't do that, then to keep them from hurting us as we take them down, because we've already taken 2 down. We'll take more, but it's just not fun when they throw some magic at us. That doesn't feel good.
I would recommend laying low.
Don't feel good.
It's possible that they will come to you again, though it will likely be some time. Your best defense would be to become stronger. If you are ever attacked again, there would be no more than 3. It is very hard for us to get away for extended periods of time, without the master noticing. Every now and then we have opportunities when he goes away and doesn't leave us with tasks, but those are infrequent.
Is there a way for us to reach you again if we need to? Is there a way for us to reach you again if we need to? Like in secret code that wouldn't put you at risk? Like in secret code that wouldn't put you at risk?
Ask about the compass too. Ooh, we gotta ask about the compass too.
I can give you a way to get in touch with me. It will get you to here. I'll give you this. And he hands Atreya a small stone. This is a sending stone. And he explains that he has the other.
How do I know that it's always
that
you that gets the message?
it's
We
always
could
you that
decide a
gets the
code right
message?
now.
And you couldn't have given her one of these. She was a toddler.
And you couldn't have given her one of these. She was a toddler.
Or one of the wolves.
Or one of the wolves.
But there isn't really a good way to encrypt the sending stone, unfortunately.
So if we send the sending stone with the code Gravedigger, you'll know that Atreya needs you and you'll come find her?
I will make every attempt that I can. But like I explained, it's difficult to get away.
Sure, but she's your daughter. And while we love her,
Sure, but she's your daughter.
been her chosen
And while we love her and have been her chosen family since you abandoned her, sometimes
He
we
definitely
may need your help.
flinches when you say abandoned her.
I'm like have lost all love for this man. By the way,
all love for this man.
I've lost all
Yeah.
all love for this man and cutting tongue now.
Is there a way to get back to
A way to
Tillendale
get to Tillendale faster.
Yeah, it took us like 30 days to get here.
Yeah, it took us like 30 days to get
There
here.
was rain.
There was rain. And
There was a bear.
It sounds like you were very distracted on your journey.
We were following the river, so we didn't get through any towns.
An interesting decision.
To not be spotted.
As the crow flies, you could make it in about 20 days if you moved quickly and didn't get distracted.
We were trying to avoid your brothers. Do you have any suggestions?
We were trying to avoid your brothers. Do you have any suggestions on a return trip how to do that? If
They are not currently looking for you, so unless they are alerted to your presence by you entering the conclave, say, they shouldn't bother you. You should be safe for a few months at least.
Are the spies in Yaris, are they also clones?
Are they also clones?
I do not know specifically who saw you. We have many merchants and others who keep eyes out for things that we tell them to, and they report to us. It's possible that one of the brothers was in Yaris and saw you, and that is how you were found, but I do not know the specifics. I would recommend not seeking out the conclave, and definitely not seeking out the master, unless you want us all to die, and then yourselves to die. I would recommend laying low for some time.
Laying low is not our style, apparently.
laying low is not our style, apparently.
Or, well, it is about to be winter. Not being distracted.
Well, it is about to be winter.
But
Not being
mainly,
distracted.
the conclave is a little worried about you. Normally, what they would call errors are eliminated swiftly and quietly, but you proved to be more of a challenge than they were expecting. It'll be some time before they're able to reach a decision on how to deal with you, especially if I'm able to continue sowing discord in their meetings.
So in the other instance instances where
So
errors
for
have had to be
in the other instances where errors had to be eliminated, and I don't appreciate you calling my friend an error.
Was there no consequences for the brother who
was there no consequences for the brother who?
Oh, he was swiftly
caused the
killed.
error?
Will sowing discord in their meetings
Will sowing discord in their meetings about me not
No, because many of
put
the brothers
suspicion on
feel
you?
similarly. You have now proven yourself strong enough to kill us, which is more likely to raise the master's attention than letting you live to your own natural death will be.
If I could have a vote, I would like to vote for me.
If I could have a vote, I would like to vote for me
I
living to my
agree.
unnatural death.
Famesies.
I can give you one thing that will help. And he reaches around his neck and he pulls out a necklace. And he hands it to you, Atreya. It is very similar to the other necklace that you pulled off of the other brother that you guys killed. And he says, if you wear this always, you will be much harder to kill.
Is it a amulet?
Is it a amulet?
Yes. If you basically what it does is if you reach 0 hit points, it brings you back with 1. So it's 1 free, not dying.
Put it on with my other necklace.
Put it on with my other necklace.
It's not a tracking device, right?
It's not a tracking device.
No,
right?
it's not a tracking device. Do you believe me? Will you leave?
I do.
I do.
I do believe you, but I think it's harder to leave now
I
that
do
I don't
believe
have
you,
hatred
but I
for
think
you.
it's harder to leave now that I don't have hatred for you.
Speak for yourself.
Tears, tears,
Speak
tears.
for yourself.
I hated the concept of you.
I hated the
Because I couldn't
concept of
understand
you
why you would leave.
because I couldn't understand why
It
you
is the
would
last thing I
leave me.
wanted. Believe me. I have tried my hardest to do what I could for you from a distance, and it has pained me not knowing what happened to you all these years.
If we kill the master, do all the clones die?
If we kill the master,
Yeah,
do
because
all the
it's
clones die?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it ends the spell.
So we can't kill the master without killing
Okay.
Dad. Yep.
Which
So we
means
can't
have
kill
to
the
let
master without
live.
killing Dad. Yep.
I don't have to like it though, right?
No.
I don't have to like it though, right?
No.
I hope that you will get to have a long and happy life, my child. And he kind of reaches out to touch you, Atreya, but seems to think better of it and like snatches his hand away at the last minute and kind of ducks back out of your tent.
No, give him a hug. No, give him a hug.
Giving him a hug would make it harder to leave.
Giving him a hug would make it harder to
Oh,
leave.
but otherwise you'll regret it forever. Oh, but otherwise you'll regret it forever.
You can talk to him anytime you want, really.
You can talk to him anytime you want, really.
Run out of that tent and give him a hug.
Run out of the tent and give him a hug.
If you send me the message, I will try to come. Is there anything that you would like me to tell you about?
I still want to know about these.
I still want to know about these.
Are they people? Are they people?
I
Are they
wolves? Are they people? Are they people?
I want to know about.
Are they still?
You guys just
out
want to
there?
know about the damn
Come
wolves?
find them? Do they know my wolves?
You're asking about the wolves. He explains that the wolves are magic users who could shapeshift and got to the point and were old enough that they preferred to be in their animal forms. And they very rarely reverted to their human forms if they could help it at all.
Are they still out there? Is it possible
Are
that
they still
they
out
were
there?
also Börghildr's wolves?
Is it possible that they were also Börghildr's wolves?
The wolves are generally known to be accepting of all. It is possible that you may know others who lived with them.
Oh my god, we're sisters. Oh my god, we're sisters.
Does the sending stone work in reverse? If you are compromised,
Does the sending stone work in reverse? If you are compromised, are you
I
able to
can.
send the same code
You would
back
like
to
it to
us
be
so
the
that we
same
know?
code? You just want a code, or do you want information?
Atreya, I'm leaving that up to you.
We would need information probably, like they're coming for us, right?
We would need information probably, like they're coming for us, right?
I can do that. If the message is from me, it will always start with our passcode. And you can also give me information if you want, but I will continue to do what I can to delay any action. I have a cat making gemstones for me right now.
You can polish those. I'm good. Thank you.
You can polish those. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to ask him? Would you like to end the session with him still there so that if you think of anything else, you have a chance to ask him at the beginning of next session?
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Okay, then we will do that.
Yeah, that
I'll
would
give you
be
guys
ideal.
the week to come up with any other questions you need to ask, and then we'll pick that back up next session. If you are still listening in, I hope that you enjoyed this game time with us. If you would like to see more of our shenanigans, make sure you like and subscribe this video. And we play on Wednesday nights, and episodes are uploaded to YouTube as soon as I get around to it, usually Wednesday nights or Thursdays. Thank you so much for listening. Bye now.